Welcome to Tier Fun. I'm Andrew, your guide through Modern, and today we are flashing back a little bit to the Charter Course Temur build I played last month, or I think it was early last month. I got a comment on the video earlier today, and it got me thinking about it again, and it got me wondering if perhaps throwing some Narnam Renegades in here for another early one drop to turn on Charter Course on turn 2, as early as turn 2, might give us more legs instead of the Nimble Obstructionist package we were running. Other than that, we took out 2 Obstructionists and 2 Serum Visions. Of the 2, I was preferring Opt in the deck, so I just cut from there. I also think Serum... it's close. You could really go either or. It might actually be preferable, considering we have Delver, to go heavier on Serum Visions. I'm thinking about it right now, actually. I might switch it out before I play. I really do like Opt plus Spell Snare or Spell Pierce or, any of our one drops. So we're going to run it like this. Serum Visions obviously helps your Delver flip more, but besides that, I think every other card in the deck combos better with Opt, Young Pyromancer, Snapcaster, and Huntmaster, and Grim Lavamancer even included. Holding up mana is good in this deck, though it's not necessarily phenomenal because we are running Charter Course. If we weren't running Charter Course, instead of those were counter spells, Opt would be even better. As it is, you could probably go either way on that. I changed some stuff in the sideboard too. We were running 4 Molten Rains. I decided to go 4 Molten Rains and 2 Ghost Quarters so that we could sideboard into kind of a mid-range Huntmaster deck, basically. It helps again with Tron matchups and what have you. I think I like Rending Volley right now. It's goodish against Storm, and most of the creature-based decks have targets that we want to be hitting. The blue-white or the Jeskai decks all have targets. Spellqueller is a pretty great target to hit with this. It also gets rid of a Colonnade, which is otherwise kind of hard to deal with. And the Taxes decks all have good targets, and you probably want to be killing those guys at close to parity, and having a 1-mana removal spell for basically their entire deck is pretty nice. So yeah, I'm pretty much, if you haven't caught wise to it yet, I'm kind of almost always switching up stuff in the sideboard just for my education and yours as well in Modern, just see what stuff works. Like, we have miles and miles of deck lists that have performed and have done well. You can find them on MTG Top 8, but there's not all that many resources for just testing stuff. And I kind of like to be the guy who's willing to test stuff that might not necessarily be great. So I will take that bullet for everyone. I think Rending Volley is a playable sideboard card. Obviously, it was a lot better against in the Twin days, but I think it still has some matchups. We're running Disdainful Strokes instead of Negates just because of Storm, basically. It's great against Storm. Well, not just because against Storm, sorry. Misnomer. It's also good against stuff like Eldrazi, Scapeshift decks. Like, it's just more... I find myself wanting to play Disdainful Stroke more often than I want to play Negate. So I've been jamming Disdainful Stroke recently. And Click is in the board just as a catch-all. Alright, looks like we have our first opponent, GLHF, for Justin San. You too, my friend. Let's play first. The old 4-land Grim Lavamancer Spell Pierce Vapor Stag hand. So it'd be really easy to turn on Grim in this hand. If Spell Pierce is good and Grim is good, if one of those 2 cards are good, this hand's alright. It's probably like a C minus with 4 lands. I think we can do better. Like, this would be an acceptable 5, I think. I think we can do better on 6. I'm going to keep it. We got Charter Course to dig us into a threat. Well, we can play that on turn 1, but then we won't have access to red. I think we're just going to play it as a 1-2. Oh, yeah, sorry. That being said, for some reason I thought we were on the draw. All right, so unless we need to opt or spell snare, we're just going to let this ride. This looks to be, well, we'll see. I'm assuming it's burned, so we're probably going to get max punished here, but I want to have my mana available to spell snare something next turn. And from here on out, we can fetch basics. Let's see if this is a bolt. Ooh, okay. Well, I don't feel so bad about that. Mana Leak's going to be great here. We get to leave that up. This is Living End, obviously. Well, not necessarily. Obviously, if you've played against the deck before. Not always obvious. The game plan for Living End, have a whole lot of cycling creatures, and then cast Living End, which essentially returns all the cards in your graveyard to the battlefield. It returns mine as well, so we might be able to get tricky. I think actually a random card is better than this, because we're going to want to leave this mana open anyways, because they can start threatening a Living End, as early as next turn. So I would like to try to course here, but we're just going to play this Breeding Pool untapped. So we're taking a whole butt and a half of damage. Butt 0.5. But we have Mana Leak, so we can fight through the first Living End at least. The second one, all bets are off. I would really like to opt into a Snapcaster here. Alright. Spirit Guide. Oh, they're going for... Ooh, Fulminator. Interesting. So I don't necessarily want to use the Mana Leak here. So I'm going to opt. Maybe I can find another one. No. Okay, Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce means, let's see, 3. We can get it next turn. So I guess we'll the thing is, it does exactly... Nah, we are going to leak. I really do want this mana. It lets us cast Chart and hold open Spell Pierce next turn. They did show they're running Simian Spirit Guides, so that's not necessarily the best strategy, but I couldn't... Losing a land felt really bad there. It could be correct to just let that resolve, though. Bingo, bango, bongo. I'd love to do another one, but we can't. So we're going to play this here, Lavamancer, and pass the turn. We really... Okay, well... If they have a Spirit Guide, they can counter... They can pay, but let's just hope they don't have it. We're just going to get an island here, conserve our life total as much as possible. Fingers crossed. All right. So we're not out of the woods yet. We do need another interaction spell. That is not it. Yeah, I guess we just attack with Renegade. And then try to course towards victory. Really want a Mana Leak here. Well, I guess we have two lines here. We have the Pleiad Delver, crack in for hopefully 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 next turn. They're going to be at 12, so that's not necessarily lethal. Yeah, I think that's our best bet, though. Maybe draw a Lightning Bolt. Our hope is that they don't have another Living End, because I don't know if we can beat another Living End as it stands. Living End has a converted mana cost of 0, mind you, so we cannot... I think it's a sorcery too, right? Yeah, so our sideboard counter spells are not very good. Okay, this is promising. They could be trying to bait us here because I'm going to Lavamancer their face. But if yeah, okay, they were baiting us. So yeah, if I'd held it open, I could have put a Grim a Grim Lavamancer or a Delver of Secrets into the graveyard. As it stands, we need this Young Pyromancer to do work now. It's the reason. Ooh, that's not the card we want. It's the reason I didn't cast this because it was the best post board wipe. But these spell snares are super dead in this matchup. 4, 8, 12. Just tap a green to make him think we have a green spell we want to cast. No good reason to otherwise. We kind of have to... Maybe we should have held one of those charter courses to rebuild with this Young Pyromancer. I think that was probably the line. Well, we could have also found a Mana Leak. We did only have one more. I don't think we block here. We got to hope to draw a charter course or something. Interesting. Let's see if they... So we need to draw Charter Course. Yeah, I mean, that's the land I'm looking for anyways. Alright, there's Charter Course. I don't think we can actually attack here, though. We're okay discarding a Spell Snare. Yeah, we might have to put them to 9. We're gonna need a lot to go our way here. Okay. Well, discard this. Yeah, we're just dead here. Because we can block 3 creatures. Another Fulminator. Oh, call against command. Sure. Discard a Spell Snare. Oh, opponent realized they could have just killed us. We're gonna opt. It's okay, opponent. I've missed. Sometimes you just miss lethal. Honestly, like, I'm not even... you should probably go for it, but... let's see. So next turn, we can Snapcaster back something. No, I don't think that's good enough. Yep, that's it. We'll go out like a hero, killing ourselves, but yep. So this is a matchup I am regretting not having my Graveyard Hate in here. So Rending Volley does Bupkis, Ancient Grudge does Bupkis, Click I guess is alright. We're relying very heavily on these Mana Leaks, and these Spell Snares do nothing. Mana Leaks and Spell Pierces. I suppose we could try to keep them off of 3 lands. That sounds horrendous, though. Vapor Snag is all right. Is Huntmaster even... Huntmaster can be good if we stabilize, which is possible. I do miss the Stifle in this matchup. Stifling a Cascade trigger is pretty good. Yeah. I guess we're just going like this. Ugh, this matchup feels real bad. I would love to put this rip them. Opponent called it a misclick. I don't know if it was a misclick so much as just not realizing you had me dead. I think this is like one land Delver hand. I think you keep it. It's not great though. We're really relying on this opt to find us something next turn. we're also relying on Op to get us to a red source. But any fetch land gets us there. The only draw that's bad next turn is Mountain out of the lands. Oh, well, not even Mountain. Sorry, it's Forest. But even that's fine because it lets us chart. Opponent waiting forever with his on the stack. What you got over there, opponent? Making a sandwich. Twiddling thumbs. Another pastime that people seem to enjoy. What other pastimes are there? What else can you do when there's a fetch land on the stack? You can... well, no reason to think about it anymore. We're in there, fam. We're doing it. Look at this Narnam Renegade. Doing God's work. What? Okay. Fetch land. Spell Pierce is pretty good. I think it's still worth opting here for land. Yeah, that's fine. Ideally, I would have liked to have sideboarded these Grims out. But we really didn't have anything for this in the sideboard. So, Carabid, Street Wraith. Not the most intimidating graveyard yet. We'll see about this turn, though. Ooh, what's this? Oh, another Street Wraith. That's fine. Alright. I think here we have to keep up Spell Pierce. We can put them to 10 here, so if they don't have anything... I think, yeah, Spell Pierce is just too effective. I very much so want to leave up Bolt as well, so I can bolt this Renegade. Renegade holds back their entire squad, except for that flying one that's horrendously good against me. Interesting that they shocked there. They might be just aggressive enough here that we get to just get them. So putting them down to 7. Next turn is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we drew a land, but we did not. And Spell Pierce is too good, so we have to attack in. Land would have been great. Oh, Madcap Experiment. So they sideboard into Platinum Empyrean? That's actually really sweet tech. So they're going for it here. Ooh, they're not going for it here. I wonder what they go for. It's not going to end up... If they get this, this is what they should get. Okay. So now we get to kill them. Well, Mediocre Beats got there once again. I feel like all my decks recently have been mediocre.beat. But that's just what we get. Well, knowing that they're running the Madcap Experiment plan, I don't know why they would discard that, unless they want me to think about it, which I am thinking about it. Disdainful Stroke counters all their creatures if they try to hard cast it, and it counters Madcap. Maybe that's better than Molten Rain? Nah, I think we just ride. We ride with this and hope to win. We just hope to put enough pressure. Wow, we're getting some land. I mean, we do only have 19 lands, so there's that. We just hope to ride enough, get enough pressure that our first interaction. I think we keep this Delver into Serum Visions. We hope to have pressure and be able to interact with the first living end. That's our recipe for victory. Also hoping they go down to 5 here. 5. No. All right, land. F6. Caution, you have F6. Ooh. Alright, well, I think we're going Delver here. We could have led on Island, but I'm gonna want to fetch before I see Visions anyways. We want red mana here. Red mana. So they're a Spirit God. Sorry, for some reason they did that so quickly. I thought they were about to push my poor Delver. That would have been very sad. So they can Demonic Dread if they have a Spirit Guide. Okay. It's not. We can beat this with Pyromancer blocks, so it wouldn't have been the worst. Come on, Spell Pierce, Mana Leak. Spell Pierce, Mana Leak. Spell Pierce, Mana Leak. Young Pyromancer, gross. Yeah. Let's see our Visions. We're pretty dead here. Which is funny to say, but wow, are they going for it now? Yeah, it was let's see, so hitting they have a 2-turn clock next turn? Oh. I'm okay with that. So they get to cycle again, which is pretty good play for them. Vapor Snag is alright, but I think we're just going to want lands. Did get Maximum Punish there, because I could have played Lavamancer if I had played out my land first. It's interesting that they're willing to risk a Spirit Guide for that, though. I do want to opt here, but I think if we tap out, they're just going to go for it. Is it that bad, though? Delver versus those guys? Yeah, I'm going for it. See if they go for it. Breeding Pool. We do have a Mana Leak next turn, so I suppose we do want the land. That's the least exciting land, though. Let's play our Grim. And pass the turn. Charter Course plus Young Pyromancer will help us get infinite blocks down, hopefully. We could also run out the Snapcaster here. The Snapcaster Mana Leak's probably good enough. If I didn't have Mana Leak, I think I'd be willing to run it out just to get a clock. I think we opt. That's great. So we can attack here. And then Snapcaster opt on their end step if they don't do anything. I think I'm okay with that. Well, no. I'm going to hold open Mana Leak forever now, I think. They don't have any cyclers. It's kind of suspect. I think they did sideboard straight into that the Madcap experiment. Because I think a normal draw gets them the goods from here. Like the fact that they don't have any 1-mana cyclers is very interesting. Actually, let's fetch first so we don't get caught here. Get caught with our pants down. Island. I think we are going to want access to multiple red, which means we have to shock here. We're going pretty low, but if they resolve, the only way we lose is if they resolve a Living End. For some reason, that is incredibly hard for me to say tonight. All right, this is pretty good. So from here, we can play Young Pyromancer, hold up Mana Leak and such. I like that. Next turn we'll be able to chart. So that's the first cycling card they've drawn in the past 1,000,001 turns. Alright, so here we're fetching for an island. We'll get rid of the Delver since we don't have a way to bring it back. Okay, we got Mana Leak, Snapcaster Mana Leak. I think we're doing it. I think we're charting here. Vapor Snag, interesting. Okay. So we're in a pretty good spot. I could Snapcaster, but I think we have Mana Leak. We want to keep up Mana Leak. We have Mana Leak, Snapcaster, Opt. So we don't have Mana Leak, Snapcaster, Mana Leak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's just go for the lethals. Well, it looks like opponent drew the wrong half of their deck this game. Game 1 is how Living End usually goes. Let's see what they have. 4 mana instant, Ricochet Trap. Change the target. Well, we can Mana Leak that. Would have been pretty good. But as it stands, ooh, let's let this resolve. Yeah, okay. As it stands, victory attained. Stuff. I think we do. We not having at least one access to one graveyard piece of graveyard hate feels a skosh too greedy. The question is, maybe we go down on one Ghost Quarter. So we have 20 lands. 20 out of 60 is a third. Let's do some quick, dirty numbers that are not going to be very accurate. 20 out of 60. 7. So we would be favored to have 4 mana on turn 5, not accounting for ops and extra draws. I think I'm okay with that. It does cut down on our Tron hate, but Disdainful Stroke is good in that matchup too, and so is Vendilion Click. So I'm okay with that. We just not have that was irresponsible deck building to not do that. In this day and age, I don't think you can skimp on graveyard hate. Unless you're also a graveyard deck, and we have Snapcasters, but and Grims. Ooh, so maybe we want not Relic. I think Relic's just worth the numbo. I would definitely. Well, I mean, having seen that, just having a threat on turn 1, getting that clock down, even if it's as anemic as attacking with a Grim Lavamancer, is infinitely better than not having one. It's kind of why I like having 10 turn 1 plays. These could also very easily be Swift Spears, and we could get rid of the Huntmaster and just be straight blue-red. But I think Huntmaster shores up some weaknesses of Delver, in that we get to actually gain life, and it lets us grind a little bit. And I think Narnam Renegade is actually pretty good. Yeah, we're keeping this against the current modern meta. At least the decks that are at the top, I should say. It's a threat that your opponent has to deal with. We could just get a forest here in the dark, but you know me, irresponsibly fetching faux life. But okay, so this looks to be a Tron deck. River of Tears plus Expedition Map. It could also be, it could be a lot of things, I suppose. Let's just get in. I don't think there's anything we have to be worried about on turn 2. So I kind of want to play this Grim. Sorry, this Young Pyromancer. And then just get to it. Cards on the table. Can you interact with us? If they Pyroclasm me. Well, Pyroclasm isn't even that great. Oh no, opponent. No, not like this. Kind of want it. I was really excited for this curve, but now I think we're just going to stomp them. Another great thing about having 1-drops is that we just get to put insano pressure. That's one of Delver's strengths, and has always been, is punishing missteps. You could say that about like any aggro deck. So Academy Ruins, I'm pretty sure this is Tron. We're just going to bolt here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 power in play. They're wanting to Expedition Map. They could have a mana leak if this is Blue Tron. And if this is Blue Tron and they have a mana leak, this is going to be great. So you know what else is irresponsible deck building is not putting a not wooded foothills, a stomping ground in here. Because that would have been, we could have fetched stomping ground turn 1 and then island turn 2. Well, no, because we ended up wanting to have access to double red a turn. So this game is all but over. Yeah, it is Tron. I'm tempted not to fire off the bolts just to see if we can see more of our opponent's deck. It's kind of weird that they didn't Expedition Map, right? But I'm assuming this is a blue Tron deck that wants black for something. Oh, yeah, they wanted to cast Thirst for Knowledge, but they played a land this turn. River of Tears is a card that, if you're playing blue-black, it's always one of those, it's like, oh, this is pretty neat. But I can't tell you how many times I've seen people get got by it. Situations like that. Like, if you're not paying attention, River of Tears, I feel like will 100% always get you. And it'll never feel good. And you'll always feel, like, real sad. That's my scientific analysis. You'll feel real sad. So these are the cards we want. I think Ancient Grudge is actually also pretty good, especially if it's Blue Tron, which I'm assuming it is. So I think we'll probably bring in Grudge as well. Ghost Quarter. If it's not good here, when is it good? And what's mediocre? Spell Snare. And probably Vapor Snag. And Grim. Well, we already took out one. We want to take out 2 Grims. Let's look at the curve currently. We can take out Huntmaster, but it's good. It's a good threat. I like the Young Pyromancers because that's kind of our biggest pressure card. We're definitely keeping in Spell Pierce. It feels weird to, maybe it feels weird to want Spell Pierce against a deck like this, or even Mana Leak, because they're big mana, but usually, I mean, if they have turn 3 Tron, they're almost 90% of the time going to slam something. I guess Blue Tron doesn't do it as often, but normal Tron does, and that you'll almost always get them. So I guess if it's going this late, we're probably losing. So let's get rid of these 2. We'll rely on Delver, Renegades, Pyromancer, Snapcaster. And cut a Chart of Course. Or Serum Visions. I guess we'll cut a Serum Visions. I'm also not 100% sure it's Blue Tron. I think I'm like 90% sure, but I didn't want to bring in Dispel. Oh, the basics. Always getting me. always getting me the basics. If this was a fetch land, I would keep. Yeah, I'd keep. But as is. All right. It's keepable. This gives us access to Molten Rain, which I guess we want. We're just going to rely on Renegade beats for the first couple of turns. Mirror Pool. That's cool. This is a card I always thought people should mess around with more. So I'm thinking maybe this isn't a classic Tron list anymore. Ew, awkward. So yet again, because I don't have the Stomping Grounds, we can't fetch appropriately here. They're not going to have turn 3 Tron. I think it's worth it. We'll just have to rely on the heart of the cards to get us our second red. Yeah, I should have at least one Stomping Ground in here. It's something that didn't come up in my practice matches, but it's something I should have foreseen. Okay. Let's crack in. So they're likely to have a counterspell here, so I don't even think I want to jam this Young Pyromancer. We can jam it next turn with Spell Pierce backup. Mirror Pool is 3, so with 4. Well, more than 4. This is a once Tron is active card, probably. It's a spicy one, though. I like it. Ugh, gross. Alright, well. It might have been correct to play this pre-combat in case of repeal here. But looks like we've dodged the repeal. Ooh, and no counterspell. All right. So I'm tempted to counter this. This is a great card. But I'm not going to. I'm going to follow the school of thought that says counter the threats. Wow, so they at least drew into, they either drew into double Urza's Mine or they had triple Urza's Mine in hand. Oh, we can't counter it. Unfortunate. So yeah, now I'm wishing I'd got that Thirst for Knowledge. So we can attack through with Renegade, but that's it. Unfortunate. That's a pretty good draw. I really would like to have the ability to blow up one of those lands. We can blow up Urza's Mind right here, and the odds are very, very low that they will ever get Tron. But here it's pretty good because we have a counter for some. It's unfortunate, you know, but we have to get in. You don't wanna let them draw, but there's nothing we can do about it. Get your value, Solemn Simulacrum. Just a nice card. But yeah, here we're gonna be able to counter the big thing they play this turn. Yowza, okay. Yep, counter Thirst for Knowledge. Lesson learned. Card selection in this deck is very powerful. This is kind of the card that makes Blue Tron go. Like, the counters are obviously really, really enviable and all that jazz, but the card selection of Thirst for Knowledge is very powerful. So here we could jam a Snapcaster. We're like 2 turns away. We have all these Disdainful Strokes in our hand. The only thing we can Snapcast back next turn would be Spell Pierce. So I think I'm just gonna jam. Attacking for 6 next turn. Okay. Sure. Can't play it because we want to hold open. So what's interesting here, Aetherize, what? I guess Spell Pierce is actually pretty bad. They have to have another counterspell, right? Yeah. All right. Well, maybe they don't. Do we get in? Please let us get in. This is insanely good if we can connect. Wow. We're not playing this Delver. Spell Pierce is incredibly anemic here. Yeah, for some reason in my head, I had already forgotten they'd assembled Tron. But, interesting. So they were trying to mirror pool that? They could have mirror pooled it, right? Oh, Sundering Titan's insanely good here. We can't even cast Disdainful or Spell Pierce. I would like to just cast it just to get a trigger. We can attack with Narnam Renegade. Thank God for you, Sulphur Falls, you beautiful, beautiful thing. Actually, we can attack with Narnam Renegade now. Because this is just types of land, basic land type. And we currently have no basic land types. So we get in for 2, 4, 5, and then the next turn we get in for 1, 2, 3. We are sacrificing a young Pyromancer to this, but I think that was correct. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe we just attacked with Renegades. Maybe that was too aggressive. Lightning Bolt wins. Land also wins if we can get in with 2 creatures next turn. I don't want to fetch because I don't want Sundering Titan to ruin me. Ballista. Womp womp. Alright. They have to have another counterspell here. There's no reason for them to hold up in their mana. So we're going to go down to 1 land next turn regardless. Interesting. So they're holding open a Boro? I wonder what for. So this actually isn't all that great here because we forced them to tap. They can get rid of these 2, but that's it. I guess they're holding open probably another Condescend for Lightning Bolt or something. Aggressive. Okay, we attack. We have to attack. We have to hope they don't block. And we can opt into a Lightning Bolt. That's our line here. Don't block, don't block, don't block. You can kill us next turn with just Walking Ballista. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, not with just Walking Ballista, but you're pretty close. They're thinking about it. They know they're dead to Bolt. I think you have to block here. Yeah. So they put us down to 5. Wow, they didn't? That's weird. I guess we play this Delver just as a blocker. Condescend? What is this? I will pay. So I was right, they were holding up Condescend. So we should be at 5 here. And they do still get to scry. They have 1 card in hand, so there's only 1 turn left in this game, essentially. We're either going to win next turn or they are. next turn, starting on my turn cycle. Let's see how they scryed. Top, bottom. So they have one card they wanted. I'm sure it was Supreme Will. Alright, well, if they don't have an answer in their top 4... Actually, it could have been the Academy Ruins as well, getting it back Ballista. So now there's definitely only one turn left. I don't think they can even... they probably have to attack. Because a Delver plus a Bolt... I mean, maybe they don't. They're dead to an attack plus a Bolt next turn anyways. What do they got? What do you got, opponent? Thought Not Seer. Well, they can take the Molten Rain. Alright, so we have to draw a Bolt here. And then we have to draw a Bolt with this Thought Not Seer. Okay, we didn't do that. But we can draw a Bolt with the Opt. Because we drew a land. Still have to block. Come on, Lightning Bolt. Ooh. That was so close. So yeah, we could take them off of Tron, put them to 3, but we still die. So we need a creature. I don't think a counterspell gets us here. That is not a creature. Okay, what's better? A random draw or yeah, I think a random draw is better. Opt again. So we're down to Delver is the only creature we can get here. Narnam Renegade. So close but so far. Yeah, that's the game. Whew, that was a good one. How far were we? Molten Rain. Yeah, we just... I mean, we didn't get to 4 mana because of that hilarious overpowered card, Sundering Titan. Also approve of their Masterpiece Sundering Titans. Those are pretty nice. I think Spell Pierce is still fine. Maybe we'd rather just Dispel over Spell Pierce, though. Spell Pierce is great on turn on a natural Tron draw, but that draw only. And Dispel gets all their counter spells and their Aetherizes. It's close. Maybe we just want less Charter Courses and more Dispels. I think I can get behind that. Trying to think. Whoa, where'd that? Anyways, I'm trying to think about how that game turned out. If we had the, I guess we keep this one. We can Snapcaster Spell Pierce, Snapcaster Opt. We can find a threat. If we had a Stomping Ground, how much that would have changed the game? I think it would have. I don't know if we still would have won, but or if we would have won. Let's see our visions here. Well, I think we want both of these. Yeah. And we can fetch away the land for to be able to cast Mana Leak next turn if need be. Oh, please don't have it. I was just thinking about it. I was like, we could have also just held open Spell Pierce for a map. But every time you hold open Spell Pierce for a map, they don't have it. But they had it this time. That was probably... I think that was the line. That's pretty unfortunate. I suppose we do Spell Pierce it. I'm not fetching. Game plan is to Snapcaster Spell Pierce next turn. And then get the mediocre beats on. This expedition map might end up killing us, though. Dang. Oh well. Oh. Interesting that they just played the mine. They might expedition map for an island, depending. Yep. And we're gonna get just a forest here. Well, we can Snapcast back nothing, or we can just opt here and see what we get. Ancient Grudge. Yeah, we'll keep that. And we'll Snapcast it. We could have forced them to do something there, but I mean, there's no real way for us to get them, so I'm not the biggest fan of going for it there. We're going to use this Ancient Grudge on their artifact creatures. Oh, okay. Let's see what they get. Okay, so they're getting a blue source. Interesting. So I'm leaking this. Ooh, Trinket Mage. Yeah, let's leak that. We have Snapcaster Leak. We do have Ancient Grudge to get whatever they're trinketing for, but I want to cast these out for profit. Speaking of which, I think the only thing we have to snap back that's great is Mana Leak and Spell Pierce. I think we start putting them to it here. I'm being quite aggressive with my Snapcasters, but I'm pretty sure this is correct. I could have just Snapcaster, Spell Pierced, whatever trinket they were going to get, but this Stone Walls are Snapcasters pretty well. Could also just Ancient... Oh, dang it. Please tap out for something that I can get rid of. 9. Sundering Titan. Well... I guess we try to Mana Leak this. It seems like they have an answer. We do get to just blow up their Titan next turn. We get to play around Condescend, which is nice, but they have other counter spells. Yes, all right. We're going to save this for Revolt. Okay, I think we're doing it. We're doing it, Alert. Sound the horns. Alert the countryside. Andrew thinks he's doing it. What have you? What horrendous thing have you for me, opponent? They tapped out a blue, that's good. I'm pretty sure we're just on the counter everything here plan. Repeal. Huh. I guess we let that happen. They're cycling for something. Like, repealing a Snapcaster is not where you want to be. Oh, I see. So they're going to return the Oboro. So they have Counterspell up. Oboro? I don't know. I didn't play Standard when Kamigawa was in session, so your pronunciation is probably infinitely better than mine. Alright, so they're obviously trying to interact with my Snapcaster here. Do we let them? It doesn't really affect... The thing is, like, if they just... if they tap out a billion, they have to tap out for a lot. I think they're going to. Let's see. This is playing into their trap. Well, they let this resolve. It might have been correct just to save it so I could double Disdainful Stroke, but if we can just find a Lightning Bolt, we win. They might have Aetherized though, but we get to interact with that pretty profitably. So if they don't have a counter here, it seems like this is Aetherized. Okay, Thirst for Knowledge. That's great for us. So unless we are 100% live to Bolt, come on, Bolt. Come on, Bolt. That's pretty good for game plans to get a Bolt. 2, 4, 6. I'm gonna fetch here. The game is coming to an end, so I'm not too worried about what green. Yeah, we'll keep green up for Ancient Grudge. Boom goes the dynamite. Delver. Woo-wee. I was not going to be happy if I lost that one. Oh, there's some decks like even when you know you have good matchups, you have bad matchups against them. Like I think we're pretty good against. We're not. I shouldn't say good. We're fine against all Trons because we have an early clock and some disruption. But I mean, it's not a super easy matchup. But you know, it's a matchup we're okay against. But like the point is that wasn't the point. The point is that there are decks that you don't like to lose against, no matter how good or bad your win percentage should be against them, just from like deck matchups perspectives. And Blue Tron is one of those. It annoys me. It annoys me to lose to them. I don't know why. I do like playing against the deck though, so it's a weird situation I have with that deck in particular. Ooh. Unsummon. No! We were so close. Okay. So now we're just letting Joe Schmo and his Schmoians. So, come on, fam. That's not the most PC name. I can't believe I didn't even realize that until right then. What else we got? We have Justin Sup. I think that was his name. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna get a rematch, but we'll see. Also, I'm a big fan of how I organized this sideboard. 5, 5, and 5. I've never done that before. Usually it's just like color, converted mana cost. This time I was just like, I don't know why I did it, but I'm happy. I guess I actually know I had 2 Ghost Quarters here, so it was 5, 4, 5. But Relic came in. Saved the day. Saved the day for, well, depends on what your OCD is. If your OCD is like even numbers across, this one's great for you. If it's combining mana costs, correct, sorting by mana cost, this is probably an absolute nightmare. But yeah, I think the deck's performing, like, wins be damned. The deck's performing kind of what how I'd hoped. Adding another 1-drop here really helps us put on the pressure. A lot of the times, Delver, actually pretty much every time, in Modern at least, Delver runs solo, except for, I guess I've played some builds with Monastery Swiftspear before, especially back when Treasure Cruise was legal. But doubling up essentially, plus the Grim Lavamancer, we're incredibly favored to have a 1-drop on turn 1, so we don't fall victim to that classic Delver problem of not having Delver on turn 1. This hand, look at all these goodies. You guys seeing these goodies? Goodies, a lot of them. Of course, we can't cast any of them, but those are all goodies. Ah, why didn't I get the Stomping Ground? I forgot. Oh, max punish. It doesn't matter what we put here. I'm doing it again. Or am I doing it again? I think I'm doing it again. We're gonna keep it on top. All right, so we do get Serum Visions, so I like this better than the last couple of times we've had to completely fetch horrendously. Yeah. So then scream at me in the comments, tweet at me on the tweeter, do whatever you have to do to remind. Ad nauseam. But do whatever you have to remind me the next time I play this deck to put in the Stomping Ground, because I'm obviously not going to think about it. Let's see our visions here. So this is great. Yeah, we're gonna do it like this. I guess it actually doesn't matter, but we do want that red source next turn. I was in my mind setting it up to flip Delver. Ad nauseam. I'm very happy we have a 2-drop, a 2-power 1-drop over a 1-power 1-drop. It's the clock difference is going to come into play. Those are the words. All right, so here we play the Grim Lavamancer, or we hold up the Delver Scry with this fetch. The fact that we only have 2 cards in the graveyard, 1 plus this, makes me... I think I am going to hold it up, so we'll stop on my turn. We're going to just Lightning Bolt on end step. Oh no, we're going to hold on to this Lightning Bolt. Because if they play something like Angel's Grace, we can get them after putting them to 1. Dreadship Reef. Okay, so this also might not be Ad nauseam. That's just the most common deck that runs Temple of Deceit, but I don't think they run Dreadship. Yeah, okay, this isn't Ad nauseam. Is Lingering Souls? That would be... Okay, maybe it is Ad nauseam. Yeah, we're just gonna hold open the Scry. Yes, and we do want to draw it. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's if we could cast them all this turn. Obviously we can't. Ooh, I'd love a counterspell here. So this Grim Lavamancer is essentially a 1/1 with no text because we're going to want to be bolting. Well, maybe we don't. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh man, we need to draw. We need to draw a red source. Very much so, because we don't want to waste any damage. If we're not drawing a red source, I'm fine with that. So 3, 6, 9, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, yeah, this is actually all right, because we'll get to put them to 11 at the beginning of our turn. If they just try to jam, which I doubt they will, because they have Dreadship Reef and we have open mana. But if they just try to jam an Ad nauseam, we can get them. So they got a Lotus Bloom now. So they already have a crap ton of mana, right? This Reef is 3, 4, 5, 6 mana they have. But they can't win through Spell Pierce, so we got that going for us. This turn. They can next turn. Interesting. Jam it. Please jam it. You know you want to jam it. You've always wanted to jam. You've been jamming since Jump Street. Oh, please jam it. Please jam it. They could also just have the Pact in hand. If they have the Pact, we're just dead. Okay. Interesting. So yeah. Let's put him to Zilcho. Okay. I think we're okay. It's interesting. Like, did they forget about their unlife? What are they? Oh, they're just trying to fog? Actually, this is pretty cool because now we can't put them to negatives, so they buy a lot of time. They buy essentially a whole turn. Because I don't think we can. Yeah, we can't damage them. That was just for science. I always have to look up the split second text. So as long as it's on the tack, we can't stack. We can't cast spells or activate abilities that aren't mana abilities. Dreadship Reef is going to murder us. So now that's 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Yeah. If they have it in hand, we're just dead here. Spell Pierce. Tried its hardest. Got its farthest. So we can put them to, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ugh. Dang. We could have actually killed them this turn, this coming turn. Tut tut. Opponent's debating it. I'm sure they have it. I don't think they'd be taking this much time if they didn't. Nauseam, my arch nemesis in Modern. Just a very hard deck to interact with, and if you play interactive decks, like I tend to do, it's just good against you. As I've heard said on Reddit or somewhere, I'm pretty sure it was Reddit, the hardest matchup for Ad Nauseam is not getting bored. I think Ad Nauseam is one of those decks that is underrepresented because you just kind of end up playing the same thing every time. Interesting. 3, 4, 5. So they're Ad Nauseaming. So we get to bolt them here, and they might end up dying. Actually, the way they tap, I think we're good. We could have just Spell Pierced, actually. And then we'll Spell Pierce. Boom, okay. I think that's it. Oh, right. I forgot this can activate itself. So they might still lose. I think if my read on this is correct, they can only draw 8 cards before dying. So they need to pay here. They use, okay, so they keep open the blue. So, or is it lose life? Okay, here we go. Now, did I get it wrong? Damage is dealt, lose life. Yeah, I guess I did get it wrong. All right, let's make sure that they're not running anything too weird. So they have 1 pact, Laboratory Maniac, 2 pacts. So they seem to be running the standard list. All the Spirit Guides, 3 pacts. So they have the Lightning Storm in hand, it looks like. Or is the last card Lightning Storm? Okay, no. They rest. It was 1 damage to you. Boop. Just let them put it on the stack. Ooh, they have a Ritual. I don't think that's typical. So they have some spice. Spoils. Just put it on the stack, opponent. I believe in you. Yep. Alright. Lightning Storm. GG. So, Dispel is good in this matchup. Ancient Grudge is alright. Disdainful Stroke is good against Ad Nauseam and only Ad Nauseam. But I guess we just run it. And then we want Click. Don't think we want Huntmaster. Molten Rain could be a viable way to win. And we can maybe take them off of mana. I don't think we need the Forest. With a like if they only have if they have their plans out like they did that game, we could have taken them off of white. Obviously, they have a whole lot of other cards that make white mana, so it's not the best strategy. And if we have not enough cards to sideboard out, I'm just going to bring the forest back in. This is really only good in conjunction with Molten Rains. It's not even all that good anyways. Spell Snare I think is a dead card. Grims are alright. Grims let you do funky stuff with their life total. So I like that. Mana Leak's obviously great. Narnam Renegade. We want all of our threats. So yeah, maybe we just don't want to go on the land destruction plan. Two cards to cut. We could cut a Grim and a Charter Course, I suppose. And I think since we're not on the Molten Rain plan, there's no reason to be on the Ghost Quarter plan. All right. Hopefully you can't hear the neighbor's dog, but if you can, I'm so sorry. All right. I want to steal one game from this horrendous monster of a deck, and then I'll be happy. Click could get us there. Hopefully. Like, a lot of these cards can get us there. It's just having them line up appropriately. Like Leak, Disdainful Stroke, and Spell Pierce are all good. Good interactive spells. They're cheap, which is nice because then we can play our deck and hold them up, hopefully. And they hit the right spells. Except, I mean, Disdainful Stroke is good against that Nauseam. It's just that they have the fact that they can run Pact of Negation makes their deck very resilient to counter spells. Otherwise, counter spells would be great, but they're the only way we have to interact with them. This is a much better hand with Narnam Renegade. Finally, really, that counter spell is the only way we have to interact with them. So we just ride or die with our counters. If you have had success, I mean, the only card I can think of in Modern that's a good get for Ad Nauseam is, counterspell-wise. I don't think we need to really be worried about our life total. We're just going to be dead or we're not. Is Counterflux. Counterflux is pretty good. Oh, they suspended it. I didn't even notice that. I think we saved the Bolt. I don't know, though. No, we're not. I think we're going to Bolt because we want to get this mana. We want to have this Snapcaster live next turn. Let's see how they're scrying. Because we need as much pressure as possible in these early turns, especially when they don't have access to white. And there's some other cards that are alright against them, but I think the best card in Modern against them is Counterflux. And if I'm ever expecting, like if I start playing against a lot of Ad Nauseam, I do end up sideboarding, putting one Counterflux in. So if you've seen in the past, I'm sure I explained it, but if there's ever a time you've noticed, oh, I don't know why Counterflux is in there, that's usually the first deck I think of when I put it in there. Oh, is there like a little, I don't know, it feels like the Mirrodin logo here is just more, it's popping a bit more than I remember it. So the top bottomed, it's coup. So next turn, okay, change of plans. We're gonna Delver. I don't think there's a reason for us to Mana Leak next turn. So I'd like to hold up this for a Scry. The reason to Mana Leak this turn is if they play Phyrexian Unlife. But they need to have a white source to do that. Okay. So they're still searching for white. If they don't have white, they can't beat me. It's not true. They can have Pact of Negations. Pact certainly beats me. Flip, please. No. Let's get rid of that. And Forest, Island. Island is fine. Another Delver is good. Let's be Snapcaster Bolt if I want to. We can't even leak this turn, which is unfortunate. I suppose we... Alright, let's count. If we leak, we can... So assuming we flip 3, 6, 7, 8, and we can snap Bolt, that's 11. I don't know. It's tough. I suppose we can, right? If we leak this, they pay for it, and then they have access to 3 mana, so they can play their Unlife. But they're going to be able to play their Unlife anyways this turn. So we leak this, they pay, and they snap crack for an Unlife. And then we can get in for 3, 6, 7, 8. No, it's not quite 10 with the Bolt. Yeah, I think we do. Forces them to tap out. They can't beat me this turn, which is great. And they might just straight up lose if they don't have an Unlife. If we flip, I'm really we need to flip. I think that's probably the only way we win, regardless of the outcome here. So the fact that our opponent is not just paying for this ASAP makes me really think that this was the right line. I think it was anyways, but usually when your opponent pauses for a play you've made, it's given them pause. So you can feel good about it. Pauses are good. Or unless you're playing against Storm, pauses mean you're probably dead. So to me this says they don't have the Unlife, or they don't have any other mana in hand. So they really needed to save this for a big turn. The mana leak that paused the world. This is the best mana leak I've ever seen. Alright, so game plan. Flip. Kraken for 8, Snapcaster Bolt, win. That's our plan next turn. If we don't flip, we crack in for 4. Snapcaster Bolt is just 7. So if we draw a Bolt, we can still win. Spirit Guide? What are they playing around? Why didn't they just tap out? What do they have? Huh. Oh, they're going to spoils? Okay, we're probably just dead here. So they ended up drawing a land. It's interesting that they used a Spirit Guide. So now they can't... Well, if we can get them to use... Mother flipper. If we can get them to use one more Spirit Guide, we're going to be good. Alright, well, gang, I don't think we're winning. I'm sorry. I tried. Let's set a stop on our upkeep. Ad Nauseam! So they have 3, 7 mana here. All the white they can sink their teeth into. Alright. I think we're dead. Snapcaster Mana Leak? Question mark? I'm sure they have a pact. There's no reason they don't need to go for it here otherwise. Oh, almost clicked on Bolt. There's no reason whatsoever for them to go for it unless they have a Pact. They're going to Spoils? Revealing Pact? Okay, if Pact isn't one of their top cards, we win. And if they reveal too many Spirit Guides, we win too. So if they reveal 2 Spirit Guides here, we win. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. We deserve this. We played well. Come on. Yes! Oh, wait. No, they already Angels Graced. Yeah, we're just dead. Oh, man. That's unfortunate. So what we were really looking for here, let's read Spoils. Exile. So yeah, if they had revealed too many Spirit Guides, then we would have won. Let's just make sure they didn't sideboard them out. There's no reason for them not to. So that's 1. There's no reason for them to have done that. That's 2. That's game over. They only need access to 2 red sources to cast Lightning Storm. Yep. GG, WP. I have won before with my opponent with grinding them out of Spirit Guides, and that was my favorite, one of my favorite wins ever, and my favorite win against Ad Nauseam for sure. Anyways, yeah, Stomping Ground. That's going right in the deck. Other than that, I was actually kind of pleased with Renegade. We actually didn't play a single matchup where Renegade like super shined, like in creature-based matchups where we can just attack through any creature or we can block them. But even though just having that 2 power on turn 1 combined with Delver, it's kind of like a really crappy Nimble Mongoose a little bit. I kind of liked it. I played it for science, but I was kind of convinced even before I started the video. It's kind of funny to admit this, that this would not be all that good. I'd regret running it and yada yada yada. But I was impressed with Renegade. It's not like the best card in the world, but it gave me exactly what I was looking for, which is another early threat. And it's a really great blocker against any deck, and it's a great attacker always, because yeah. So yep, that's Temur, Charted Course, Delver. We didn't really even get to play a matchup where Charted Course was all that great either, so yeah, so maybe it's just Narnam Delver. Maybe we should call it that. But yeah, anyways, didn't get to show off all my sideboard. I really wanted to sideboard into that Hunt Master plan, but we didn't face a deck where that was good. But yep, hope you guys enjoyed this flashback to Charted Course Delver. I really enjoyed watching. I enjoyed watching myself play. That's how much enjoyment I had. Anyways, hope you guys are having a great time, having a good day. Hope you loved the video, and thanks again for watching. I'll see you around. Bye.